water gets sucked up into here.
That does not feel the same.
All right, you guys, we are breaking in a brand new engine today. I got rid of the 115 prop and got a 150, but it is not a prop driven engine. It is jet driven. That's right, baby. We'll get into the details of why I did that a little bit later, but for right now, we haven't even fired it up yet. So the dealer fired it up when he initially installed it, but we're going to do my initial fire up and put 2 hours on it, hopefully today, the initial 2 hours. The break-in procedure says no higher than 4,500 RPMs. Vary your RPMs for the first 2 hours. I can run wide open, but no more than a minute, maybe every 10 to 15 minutes. And then after the 2 hours, we're pretty much free to do what we want to do, just not wide open throttle for more than 5 minutes. And that's from 2 to 10 hours. So let's get it going. I've also got some potential for some lightning today, this afternoon. So I got to keep an eye out on that. I can see them off in the distance. So I'm not going to venture too far away from the marina. We'll stay within a 15-minute run, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how fast the engine is. I also, earlier today, took off vessel view from my old engine and installed it on this one. So I'll be able to track my RPMs and engine hours on the app. So a lot of things you can do on the app. You can track fuel, all that stuff. I'm not going to do that though. It'll tell me what the engine temperature is, RPMs. Right now we're just warming up. I don't know if you guys can see that. Battery hours, obviously, so I'll be able to see. It says 0.3 hours, so they must have ran it at the dealer just to make sure it ran good. Definitely sounds different. Hopefully you guys stay there. Definitely feels a lot smoother. I don't have that big rudder with the prop giving me that bite. The prop, my old prop, really pull, give me a workout sometimes, especially when it was rough. Show you how that works if you don't know. Sucks water into the bottom grate through an impeller, which is like an internal prop pretty much, and through that little jet pump back there, and it's water driven, so it pushes water. Get this up to 4,500 RPMs. We haven't done that yet. We got to do that. This boat cleans out really quick. The fuel tank and its 38-gallon fuel tank sits up front, so I got a lot of weight up there. It's definitely slipperier. Now we're ready. So I hit it wide open throttle, and I don't know if it's the vessel view needs to be recalibrated or what, but it should, I mean, full throttle should be like 6,300 RPMs, but it's stuck around that 4,500 RPM mark at full throttle. I can feel the power for sure, but and the speed was there. So I don't know if the RPM gauge is wrong. I don't know. I'll have to call the dealer and see if that's normal or what. Alright guys, we are 1 hour in, and I have nothing exciting to report other than I like it so far. I got some questions about the RPMs not exceeding 5,000, and maybe that's normal. So I just kind of have to, rather than rely on vessel view, just rely on what's feels like half throttle, 3/4 throttle, and not trying to go full throttle for more than a minute every 10 to 15 minutes. And speed-wise, I'm getting up. I think I got up to like 38 at one point. First impressions on my first hour on the new engine, I really like it. I like the prop too on my 115 that we traded. We traded that in. We got the 150 jet. It definitely feel the power difference. It's just completely different. It's hard to explain. This feels really light, just airy, feathery. It's hard to explain, but I like it, and it's gonna really allow me to run in the shallows. I wrote some notes here in case you guys are interested on why I did it. So yeah, I wanted the option to run in the tributaries of the Columbia in the shallow water. I can run in 6 inches of water now with that jet at full speed. Am I gonna do that a lot? I plan to. I hope so. Also, when I'm duck hunting, running at night, the Columbia River is full of logs and deadheads, especially in the wintertime. I run in the shallows a lot, and there's old pilings and moving sandbars, all that stuff. And I was really cautious with the prop, and now with this, I'll still be cautious, but I just feel a little more free with this. And even out here, there's a big sandbar out there, and I'll get 300 yards from it, and I'm like, oh, I gotta be careful. But now, I just feel a little more, I wasn't looking at my depth finder as much when I was running that first hour. So, less worry about ruining the entire lower unit. yeah, I just feel more free. I got what I feel was a pretty good deal. I wasn't like, I gotta get this jet right away, but I was dabbling and thinking about it, so I just reached out to the dealer and said, here's how many hours I got on my engine now. I had less than 200. What can you give me? And I got a really good warranty and what I felt was a pretty good price, so we went for it. I had mentioned it before, but the 150 jet is probably equivalent to the 115 prop at the top end. And I felt that, and speed-wise, it's showing about the same. So I couldn't, like I mentioned earlier, I couldn't just throw a jet. They do have kits. You could put jets. I could put a prop back on this if I wanted to. I could have put a jet on my old 115, but like I said, the power would have been lower. So 115 motor, if you throw a jet on, it's going to turn into an 80. So I'm not going to have that same pull shot. It's going to take a while to get up on plane. It would probably work, and I probably would be happy with it. But there would be times, again, in rough water or when I got a load of people in here, gear, it's going to feel really bogged down. So we went with the maximum that we could with the 150 jet, which is a 105 at the jet. Main differences, we already talked about it, I think, but this is the size. The head is a little bit bigger, not substantially bigger in my opinion. And obviously with the jet, it's pretty much even with the whole of the boat versus the prop that sits down maybe 2 feet. So that's why we are able to run shallower. There'll be some challenges ahead, and those challenges have really made me think about. I waited a month. I got the quotes, but I still waited like a month before I made my decision. Weeds are going to be the main issue. Prop will go churn through a bed of weeds, especially in those areas I like to duck hunt. And the pump is going to suck those weeds into the grate. I'll show you guys in a minute. I got my flip-flops on, so 48-degree water. Okay, there. I'm gonna suck it up and get back there and show you guys. So I'm doing it for you. Anyways, the jet is gonna suck up weeds into that impeller and bog down, and the engine's gonna die. So I've done that before with my dad's old boats, and you just gotta stop, shut down the engine before you overheat, and yank those weeds out. So it's doable. In the areas that I hunt, there's some areas that don't have weeds, some areas with weeds, so I really got to pay attention to the tide, go in at high tide, and sometimes it's shallow enough to where even though there's weeds, I could get out and walk the boat with the propped up like that if I have to. And we also got the kicker, which is still prop driven motor, so we could also use that. Fuel efficiency, the jet drive, jet driven motors burn more fuel than prop drives for sure. Handling, you saw my first impressions with it. I was very happy. I don't feel a pull. You know, you don't have that 2 feet of prop in the back. I don't feel that pull one way or the other. It was the old engine. I could really feel a pull, and you could really feel it when it's rough. So I'm happy with the handling. I feel like I could turn on a dime if I wanted to. That being said, I probably won't. When I was 16 years old, I was pulling my dad. He was inner tubing. We were tubing that, and I was pulling him. It was a tiller steer, and that was a flat bottom boat. And I tried to turn it sharp, and that thing dug in, and I flew out of the boat. And back then, we didn't wear life jackets. And there was no kill switch. But I was okay. I flew out far enough away from the boat where I was fine. And there was actually a kid spotted, and we showed him how to drive the boat the day before, and he drove the boat back to me, and I was safe. But that put me into a little bit of a shock. I didn't admit it, but I didn't want to drive the boat for a while, that's for sure. Am I gonna miss the old 115? I don't know yet. I mean, we're 1 hour in, so hopefully we'll answer those questions in the future. I will say right now, super happy with this. So let's get back there. I'll show you guys real quick Yeah, I'm gonna get wet, or do I have to? I don't think I have to. I don't want to. Ooh! Ooh, that is bone cold. Oh my goodness. And in 2 months, we're gonna be out here swimming and it's gonna be 70 degrees. Woo! Woo! Anyways, I'm not gonna be able to get out there because it's too deep. Maybe I can turn the boat. The nice thing about these boats, and if you're not familiar with my boat, I've done videos on it before. It's an Alumaweld Super Vee. And by the way, I should probably do a shout out to Stevens Marine. This video is not sponsored by them in any way, but I'm just a loyal customer of theirs, and just wanted to say they will hook you up if you need some help, and I could probably call them, talk to them about my RPM issue. But they did the install. I bought the boat from them, and I also bought this new engine from them. All right, let's dive in here. I already got some grass up in there, but there it is. Water gets sucked up into here, and there's an impeller up there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but and then it comes out and then shoots out that opening right there. That's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching. If you got any questions, drop them in the comments.